Alright, boom. The date is 24th of June 2019. This is the start of a brand new experiment. And I can't lie to you, I'm excited for this one. This one's called the septuplet experience. So I've created 7 twin brothers. Well, I guess they're not twin brothers because they're septuplets. 7 septuplet brothers, and they're all goalkeepers. So I know we've done the twin set experiments, but you can't really have twin goalkeepers at the same club because one will always be starting over the other. So this experiment is a little bit different. So each one of them is going to start in a league in the pyramid, the English league structure, from Vanarama North and South all the way to the Premier League. Exact same stats, exact same potential ability. This is going to be an experiment of which league player makes it to the top. Who starts for England? Will any of them win a Ballon d'Or? Highly unlikely, but it's a possibility. And does it make a difference which league you start in as to how good your career becomes? So I put them in the first club in the pyramid. So the first player starts at Arsenal, next player started at Barnsley, who were top of the championship, and so forth. So let's have a look at them now. So as you can see, I've called them by the league they start in, so it's easy for us to identify who's who. And we've got Premier League septuplet starting at Arsenal. 10s for everything in goalkeeping, 10s for most of the important mental attributes, 10s for physical, 10 for technique. It's up to him how good he wants to become. Then you got his brother, exactly the same, championship septuplet. So he's not promising, he's considered a young goalkeeper. League 1 septuplet is at AFC Wimbledon. He's considered a promising goalkeeper, which is interesting because they've got the exact same stats. So why is he considered promising? And his older brother, or his brother rather, is just a young goalkeeper. League 2 septuplet starts at Bradford, and again, he's just a young goalkeeper. So it seems to be very random how it's assigned. Vanarama National septuplet, he starts with AFC Fylde, and he's promising. Vanarama North septuplet, he starts at AFC Telford, and again, promising goalkeeper. And finally, Vanarama South septuplet, again a promising goalkeeper, and he starts at Bath. So because there are so many of them, what we're going to do is fast forward quite a bit into the future to the tail end of their careers. So we're going to fast forward 15 years to when the boys are 31 and see how their careers have gone so far. Then from there, we're going to push forward again and see after they've retired where they're at and who had the best career and whose career you choose yourself to be one of the septuplets. But as we do, let's fast forward. Alright, boom. We're back. The date is 1st of July 2034 and it's 15 years into the simulation now. So we're going to start by looking at Premier League septuplet and see how his career's gone. So Premier League septuplet is now 31 years old. He's played 12 times for the England under-21s, no international caps, valued at 28 million, earning 85k a week. But he's at Norwich. So you could say he's failed in his career because he started at a huge club at Arsenal and is now turning out for Norwich in what's probably considered to be the prime of a goalkeeper's career. So let's have a look at the career stats and see what's gone on. So scrolling back to the beginning, as you can see, he played for Arsenal for a lot of his career actually. So he didn't play in the first 2 seasons. Then in the 3rd season, he played a couple of games in the league, got a couple of clean sheets. That should have been the start, but the season after that, played no games whatsoever. Then he was back, played 1 game in the league, had a poor game. But after that, you can see he was just either 3rd or 2nd goalkeeper in the squad. He struggled to break into the team. 10 years into his career, and he'd only made a handful of appearances for Arsenal, about 25, 26 appearances for Arsenal. Then another season, so 11 years at Arsenal, this is when he's 27. By only playing 30 games, he said, you know what, I've had enough. Celtic said, let's come kickstart your career at 28. He moved to Celtic, had a great season, 35 games, 22 clean sheets. Then 4 games and 2 clean sheets the next season before Norwich said, you know what, you've got Premier League experience, we need you. And it worked because Norwich stayed in the Premier League, got 10 clean sheets. Season after that, not so great. And here we are at 31. He's now a Premier League starter. but it's taken him a while, and he started in the Premier League. So that's very interesting to see that starting in the Premier League as a goalkeeper might be one of the toughest routes to make it, because you don't get much game time to start off with. But let's have a look at his brother, Championship septuplet. So Championship septuplet, 31 years old. He's played 11 times for England, valued at 53 million and earned 160k, and that's because he's a world-class goalkeeper. So he's resolute. He has made it to the very top of the game. He's playing for Liverpool. But let's see the career and how he got here. So again, he started at his team Barnsley. Didn't make any appearances in the first 2 seasons. Then he finally made an appearance in the league. Couple appearances the next season after that. Then they dropped down to League One and he started to play a few more games. And I think that then prompted the team to trust and put their faith in him, because in his 6th year at 22 he became the starter. And he was the starter for 2 seasons before Southampton, who were in the Championship, invested in him. And he's been doing well. Look at those clean sheets. 44 games, 16, 43, 16, 35, 17. So that was a great season for him, as you can see. And Leicester decided, you know what, you're ready for the step up. Leicester brought him to the Premier League in his 10th season. So he played 31 games, 8 clean sheets, then 35, 8 clean sheets. Then Liverpool said, you know what, we can see the quality in you, we're going to snap you up. They signed him for 44 million. 37 games, 10 clean sheets, 34 and 14, 32 and 12. So he might have a golden glove in that season, but we'll have a look at that at the end. But that's been a very, very good career for a goalkeeper, and he's gone up the pyramid really. Started playing in League One, then became a regular in Championship, then got to mid-table in the Premier League, and then got to the very top of the Premier League. So a nice career trajectory there for Championship septuplet. So League One septuplet, he's considered experienced. So he played quite a lot for the under-21s, but no international caps for him. And he's at Bournemouth, earning 61k, so nothing to sniff at, and valued at 22. So he's actually got the best personality so far of all of them at professional. But let's have a look at the career stats and the trajectory. So he started in League One with AFC Wimbledon and actually made appearances in the 2nd season. So he started a bit in League One. They got relegated, unfortunately, but then that was the making of him, because he became the starter straight away. So as soon as he became the starter, he kept 18 clean sheets in 41 games, and Liverpool decided to invest in him. So that is probably what stunted his development, because as we know from Premier League septuplet, being a good goalkeeper, a good young goalkeeper in the Premier League means you get limited opportunities. So as you can see, all these years wasted up until he was about 26, where similar trajectory to a Premier League brother, he finally left Liverpool for the Premier League though. So he got moved to the Premier League and stuck out with Bournemouth, being their goalkeeper. But again, whether that's him struggling or whether it's the team just struggling, he was poor, conceding quite a lot of goals, and they eventually got relegated this season. So now he's looking to start his first season in the Championship, and you'd expect with his stats and with the experience he's got, he should have a good season there. Maybe they can bounce back up, but not so great for League One septuplet, because obviously he had that long stint in the Premier League. So let's move down one more, see League 2 septuplet. So League 2 septuplet, we have our international player. So he's gone abroad to try out his talents in the German league, which is interesting. So he's just a balanced personality actually. So he's not really made it to the very top of the game or top of the personality tree. But he's valued at 17.5 and earning 62k. So again, that's a good career, to be honest. Let's have a look at the trajectory. So as you can see, he started in League 2. In his 2nd season, he played a few games before they got promoted and he became the starter. And that again was the issue. He was then bought by Man City. So the season after that, played absolutely no games. Then played a game in the Premier League and kept a clean sheet. But again, went straight back to not starting any games. So 6 seasons in, he's now 22, when you really want to be starting and playing consistently. And he's just at a team which isn't going to play him. So they loaned him out to Legia, and he only played 1 game for them. Again, not great. So it's just stunted his growth. Another year, didn't play any games before Borussia Dortmund invested in him. So sort of Sancho-like. He played a few games for Borussia Dortmund before getting a move to Bayer Leverkusen for 3.2 million. Again, he hasn't really become a starter until season before last, where he played 30 games, 11 clean sheets, and then 13 games, 3 clean sheets. So be interesting to see if this season he's a starter or he's riding the bench again. But he's tried his talents abroad, which I quite like, actually. Like, I'm not sure why Dortmund invested in him from City. Is it just because it's stats and, you know, they like buying City rejects? But that was, again, a big move, which he wasn't going into the starting job. So would you make that move as a player? Who knows? But let's go on to the Vanarama National Septuplet. So Vanarama National Septuplet, as you can see, is the main guy. He is the starter for England, 72 caps, valued at 58 million and earning 190k. He's fairly professional, so good personality, either footed, which is great. His stats have looked the best so far, so many greens, and he's also world class. So in terms of trajectory, as you can see, he started at Flyed for a season, and he didn't actually make any appearances, but Sheffield United, so a lower league team in the Premier League, decided to invest in him for 72k. He didn't play any that first season, then he got his first game, they got relegated, he played another game in the Championship, before he decided, you know what, I'm going to try my talents elsewhere, which is good on him. He went for free to Stoke, and Stoke started playing him straight away. So that is a clear difference. So as soon as he turned 21, he was a starter in a league. Didn't even have to be the best league, but he's a starter in the league. He kept 7 clean sheets for 16, 10, 17 in a season where West Brom signed him, and he helped them get promoted, went to the Premier League. Poor season, you could say, but they managed to survive. He spent two more seasons at West Brom before Chelsea invested in him. First season, he was a bit part player before he became the absolute mainstay in the team. 38 games, 18 clean sheets, then 10, then 15, then 9, then 15 again. So he could potentially have 3 golden gloves there. So it'll be interesting to see that golden glove race and who's been winning it. But that's a great career, and it was started off by starting young. So 21 years old, he was in a team and starting consistently. So that seems to be the formula right now. Let's have a look at his brothers, National North and National South. So Vanarama North Septuplet is at Birmingham. He's valued at 21 million, earning 60k. So he's got no appearances for England. It was capped at under 19s level though. He's got a very good personality, resolute, and he's experienced, but it feels as though he hasn't had as great a career as some of his other brothers. But let's have a look. So he actually started a game in the Vanarama National League North in the first season. Didn't necessarily play particularly well, but then got a move to Birmingham in the Championship and has spent his entire career with Birmingham. So it took him a few seasons. So it took him until his 7th season when he was 23 to make an appearance for Birmingham. But as soon as they played him, they must have thought, you know what, we've got one here, let's just start him. 24 years old, he became the starter for Birmingham, and he hasn't looked back since, really. He's played a lot of games for Birmingham, kept some clean sheets. His best season was the season after they got up to the Premier League, got relegated. Then he had his best season with 14 clean sheets. But yeah, he's just been a consistent starter. They've been a bit of a yo-yo team, but they've had 2 years in the Premier League now. And now at 31, he's at the twilight of his career, but he's been loyal to Birmingham ever since his move. And he's had a decent career, to be honest. Like, he'll probably go down as a Birmingham somewhat legend, you could say. So it's not a bad career, to be honest. Let's have a look at his brother in the South. So his brother is at Fulham. He's earning 105k at Fulham, which is not bad, and valued at 27k. So he's not featured for England at all. Fairly professional, so quite decent. Let's look at the career trajectory. So for him, he actually started the first season at Bath. So he was in the team straight away, which I don't know if that helped or hindered him, because Crystal Palace then invested in him the next season and didn't start him. So again, he had to wait until the 3rd season to get any action, but it wasn't until the 6th season when he was 21 that he started becoming a mainstay in the team, which is good because he then improved himself and was playing consistently for Crystal Palace. They then got relegated again. But again, consistent in the team, got back up to the Championship before West Brom invested in him. He spent 2 seasons at West Brom, which is good. That'd be interesting. I wonder if he was there at the same time with his brother, or when his brother made the move, West Brom invested in him. But then Newcastle paid 80 million for him. He played 1 season. Didn't do too bad. Not sure why they sold him for less money, but season after that they sold him to Sheffield Wednesday. Did okay. They seemed to survive. But then Fulham said, you know what, we want you again. So he's made quite a few moves actually, and for quite a bit of money. But now he's at Fulham, and again, twilight of his career, not doing too badly. So that's all of the players now. So what we're going to do is fast forward another 10 years into the future. So this will be 41. So most of them, if not all, will have retired, and we can assess the entire careers and have a look and see who, when it's all said and done, had the best career. Alright, boom, we're back. The date is 1st of July 2044. We're now at the end of the simulation, 25 years in, and we're going to have a look and see before we decide who has had the best career. So starting off at the bottom this time actually, let's start off at the Vanarama South and look at that septuplet first. So as you can see, he has now officially retired, the Vanarama South septuplet. He played 1 time for England. That's great. That's great for him. So he got an English appearance between the ages of 31 and 38 when he retired. And he didn't get anything over the line from a personal accolade point. He was the runner-up in the Golden Glove on 2 occasions, but won 5 medals in his career. Europa Conference League, UEFA Nations League with England, Sky Bet League 1 with Crystal Palace, and the Championship with Wolves. And yeah, so he played abroad as well. So he got a move from Fulham to Ajax. Again, he's moved around really a lot. Not sure why they just keep wanting to sign him, but again, Wolves invested in him. But in total, he made 630 club appearances over the course of his career for 8 different clubs, conceding 729 goals. So 630 appearances. Wouldn't say he goes down as a legend at any one particular club. Bit more of a maverick, playing all over the shop, but that is a decent career. Playing for your team, winning for your country. Yeah, I'd give that career a solid 7 out of 10 for Vanarama South. So as you can see, Vanarama North septuplet has decided to continue his career, and he's with Sunderland as the under-23s manager. So let's have a look now at his biography. So he spent most of his career at Birmingham and went on to make 369 appearances before moving to Sunderland, playing for 2 years, but now he's taken up a non-playing role with Sunderland. So let's see in total how many games he did play. So in terms of competitions, he's only got 1 competition over the line, which was the Sky Bet Championship with Birmingham. Under 18s, yeah, we don't really count that. So in total, he played 408 games and conceded 563 goals. So you could say slightly worse career, but he was a one-man, well, not really a one-man club, but he was a club loyalist, let's say. So I'm going to give his career a 6. I'm going to give his career a 6 out of 10. And because he's still in the game, he's got a chance to improve that going forward. But yeah, 6 out of 10. So on to Vanarama National septuplet. As you can see, he's now a model professional. So he's improved his personality even more. And he's an under 18s coach. So he's decided to stay in the game as well. So looking at his career, because obviously he was one of the better players, he has won quite a lot. So during his time with Chelsea, he's won the Europa League 3 times. A UEFA Super Cup, FA Cup twice, Carabao Cup 4 times, Community Shield twice, and a Nations League with England as well in the year they won it. In terms of personal accolades, he was 3rd place in the Goalkeeper of the Year and Golden Glove on 3 occasions. So as we predicted, he won the Golden Glove a couple of times. We'll go through the 4 winners in a minute. And Champions League Goalkeeper of the Season, 3rd place on 2 occasions. So that was a mouthful. It looked like he was going to win it, then it said 3rd place on 2 occasions. So he also won something to England under 19s and 20s and a championship with Sheffield United. And there's also a runners-up medal here for the FIFA Club World Cup. So he was still involved in England right up until the end, and they couldn't get over the line. So League 2 septuplet, won one personal accolade, and got 6 competitions over the line, or 5 winners' medals. He didn't actually play for England, the national team proper, retired at 37, but he was the international guy. He only made 195 appearances in total, conceding 220 goals, so he was still decent. But after Bayer Leverkusen, he moved to Mainz, then moved to Espanyol. So the single award he has to his name is the Under-20 World Cup Golden Glove, 5 winners' medals, Under-19 Championship with England twice, FIFA Under-20 World Cup twice, and an Elite League as well with England. So all his awards, all his trophies come from playing for the under-19s and 20s for England. But yeah, he it's hard to say he's had a substandard career because he played abroad. He's lived in Poland, he's lived in Germany, he's lived in Spain, he's lived in England. He's played for his country, won some stuff as a youngster. So he's probably enjoyed a decent career, but I'm going to give this a 6 as well. I'm going to give this a 6. Just because what held him back is he's not played a lot of games. So even though he tried and tested his ability abroad, he still didn't play enough games to me. So that's a 6. That's a 6, definitely. Actually, you know what? I'm dropping that to a 5. That's a 5. Middle of the road career. You tried abroad, but it still didn't work out. 5. So League 1 septuplet is still in the game himself. So he's under-23s manager for Brighton, and he's also made himself a model professional. So it looks like he's won a few medals by virtue of being with Liverpool. Looks like he got a Champions League winners medal, Europa League, FA Cup and Carabao Cup, but I wouldn't say he featured in those runs. He was just lucky enough to get a medal. But nothing of great note here. After Bournemouth, he moved on to Aston Villa for a bit, and yeah, he won a few medals with the England unders as well, including the Champions League, Premier League Division 2, Europa League, Premier League International Cup. Won nothing on a personal scale, but in total he played 307 games, conceding 350 goals, keeping 91 clean sheets. So that's quite decent, to be honest. I'd say I'm going to have to give this career a 6. He played at the very top. He's won things that some players only dream about, and he played over 300 games. So tail end of his career, got a 25.5 million move to Aston Villa and did well for them. But yeah, it's just a 6, to be honest. He's won some things with England as well. He just got lucky to be part of the Liverpool team, but couldn't get over that in terms of starting and really making a difference. We're up to the last 2. So Championship septuplet now. As you can see here, he played 15 times for England. He's won a few things, got some personal accolades as well. And after leaving Liverpool, where he was the mainstay in the team for a while, he joined Leeds, tail end of his career, retired at 38. So he won 13 competitions, Champions League twice, Europa League, FA Cup twice, Carabao Cup twice, Community Shield 3 times, leasing trophy with Barnsley, that's nice, and Nations League with England, and Premier League with Liverpool. So he's won pretty much everything up for grabs. He also won Champions League Goalkeeper of the Season, World Goalkeeper of the Year runner-up, so none of them got over the line in the World Goalkeeper of the Year, it seems anyway, and he won the Premier League Golden Glove. So 609 games, conceded 602 goals, first person who's conceded less than he's played. I'm giving this career an 8 out of 10, 100%. He's won everything, conceded less than he played, yeah, won individual awards, yeah, 8 out of 10 for me. And finally, we have Premier League septuplet, who, as you can see, has won some team medals, but nothing on a personal scale. Didn't play any games for England. Played 316 games overall, 373 goals conceded, 7 winners medals, mostly with England, but a couple of Europa Leagues with Arsenal and Norwich as well. That's decent for Norwich. And a leasing trophy and the Under-21 Elite League. But to be honest, for me, the Europa Leagues probably bump it up a little bit, but only playing 300 games, moved to Cardiff after Norwich, then Aston Villa. I'm going to have to give this a 6. yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10. And it's not his fault, but again, he struggled because he was at Arsenal for so long and didn't get into the team, so he struggled to make it to the top. So as you can see, I think can quite concretely say one of the most important factors in making it to the very top in this game is starting early, and there's almost a middle ground. So if you are at a small team where you will be starting early, the likelihood that a bigger club snaps you up is very high, which then puts you in the same boat as someone who starts at the top. So you almost want to be in the mid ground, like a League 2, League 1, maybe Championship, where you consistently play for a middle of the way team where you're not going to get snapped up by a bigger club, but they're giving you the opportunity to play consistently, and that allows you that when you go to the big club, you are ready to start and ready to shine. Let's have a quick look at the awards. So we're going to look at the Golden Glove, the World Goalkeeper of the Year, and the Golden Ball. Then a regen, another regen, then Championship got one at 14, so poor season all round, before Vanarama National came through and got another one. And his third with 15, James George, Arthur Fisher, a couple of the regens as well. So in terms of World Goalkeeper of the Year, none of our guys got over the line. Some of them got close with runners up and thirds, but it took them quite a while. So Thibaut, Alisson, Ter Stegen, Ederson, until 2029 when Vanarama National got third place behind Fisher and Atangana, a regen. Arthur Fisher looks like he's a talent because he's been getting Golden Gloves, winning the Goalkeeper of the Year. James George too. Championship got second place a year, but none of them could get over the line and be considered the best goalkeeper in total. And in the Ballon d'Or race, we had Suarez before Messi came through twice, and then Ronaldo said, I'm not having that, won twice. Lautaro Martinez came through, and Gabby Jesus for Real Madrid. First time I've seen Gabby win it. Kylian, regen, so no Neymar again. Then regens all the way pretty much after that. Conrado. But that is it. That was a fun simulation. Again, with the goalkeepers, you had to do it a little bit differently. One couldn't really do a twin set experiment, so we've done the septuplet experience. And it's been fun. And we might have to do a few more septuplet experiences for other positions and see if that makes any difference to how big you can make it or how well you need to do at the start of your career and how many games you need to start. But for a goalkeeper, it's quite clear. You need to be starting as soon as possible. But until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you appreciate it. Drop in the comment section your ratings for the players' careers and whose career you'd enjoy to have the most. And also any suggestions of videos you want to see on the channel, and we will make that happen for you. But for now, I have been the Chief and I'm signing off. Peace.